may remember me from my television shows in the 1980s and 90s, and now I host two regularly live streamed virtual magic shows. One is a showcase for some of the greatest magicians in the world, and the other is a talk show featuring some of the most inspiring conjurers of our times. Welcome now to Magical People. And welcome everybody to this edition of Magical People Live. I'm one of your hosts, Dr. Michael Likey, and my other host is
Cheryl.
Cheryl Hayes. And I'm excited to introduce our very special guest this week. It's Jill Fraser. So please let's put our hands together for Jill. I'm going to read directly from her bio, and then we'll improvise. We'll get into things. Jill Fraser is a composer and electronic music pioneer whose career encompasses over 40 years of work making music for films, commercials, games, and in the wild as quote unquote entertainment. Her ever evolving curiosity about music as both a science and an aesthetic slash spiritual force to be reckoned with is showcased on her forthcoming album, Earthly Pleasures, a resetting of American revival style hymns of the late 19th and early 20th century. Her new work speculates upon death and what comes after it. It also considers how the things we derive meaning from today will look and sound like when encountered by the diverse and unknowable seekers and technologies of the future. And you've got a lot of credits we're going to hopefully tackle in a little while. Jill, I was so excited to listen to some of your works on YouTube, and we'll be playing in a few minutes one of the pieces. Um, I want to start off with a cliche question that I was going to avoid, but I'll ask it anyway. How do you come up with your material? Is it inspired? Do you listen to another piece or watch or look at art, sculpture, paintings? How do the ideas come to you?
Well, first, thank you so much for having me here, Michael and Cheryl. This is really, really fun. Fun to see everybody who's here, and this is a really fun and to be part of a magic gathering is really is feels really special because I certainly think that music is very magical, and so this feels really nice.
So
So. How
yeah.
do you come up with ideas? There's always a lot of ideas kind of floating around. For this particular project, I had this thought, what if thousands and thousands of years into the future, whatever is out there, whether it's alien presence, whether it's advanced AI, whether it's us having made it in the thousands of years, it comes upon music, like sheet music, like a hymnal, for example, and it has no point of reference at all for where this came from. All they see are these five lines and all these little black dots. And so they're trying to decode what this is. What is this? And my question in creating this album was, okay, so they try to decode it, and their decoding is completely different, has no relationship to how we would write music or how we would read music. But these hymns, would their rendition of these hymns retain any of the intention that the hymns were originally written? Would their interpretations retain any of the hope, prayers, the searching for salvation that these original hymns were originally created for. Would this music retain anything after thousands of years and this, no perspective. And so that was my question. And so in picking out some of these hymns, and I didn't, they're not all written by women, but I tried to find hymns that were written by women. Um, I tried to find hymns that were, well, for example, in different time signatures I liked, or something that I thought I'd like to work with. Um, and there are hymns that would have been like turn of the 18th to 19th century revival style hymns. So these are hymns that were songs, when we all come to Jesus type songs. And but I wanted to take them and do these radically different interpretations. So that was the original idea for this particular album.
Excellent. So, what we're going to do now, because I want to show you off, I want to, honestly, that's the whole purpose of this. I want to share with everybody. Oh, and it has mysteriously vanished. I was going to share with everyone Beautiful Summer, and I still might be able to if I find it on YouTube. Let's at least talk about Beautiful Summer because at the end of our show we're going to play out with the song Earthly Delights and run some credits over that, so they will certainly hear and experience the visualness of your music. But let's talk a little bit about Beautiful Summer. What was the inspiration for that and for the visuals? Again, do you work purely intuitively? Do you see things in your mind when you're doing the music and then you translate it into something tangible? How do the visuals come to be?
Well, the visuals for this um, actually were my daughter's idea. I had all these old family photos, and and she said, well, Mom, why don't we base Beautiful Summer on these old pictures? And so we went back through these pictures and found ones that related particularly to summertime, and then gave them to the woman who animated it, and she came up with this animation, which I absolutely love. Um, the idea behind the song, or behind the way I composed it, was back to this advanced intelligence looking at the black dots on the five lines. I would take the first note and then the second note, and then the first note, the second note, the third note, the first note, second note, third note, fourth note. And then we keep repeating this over and over again. And then in my mind, the computer glitches and then it has to start over again. And so, as an old film composer, I like to have a story that fuels my composition. So this was the story that I made for myself for this particular one. So the computer, say it's a computer from the future, it's looking at these notes one at a time. And imagine that there are many computers doing this at the same time. It starts with one, and then another one joins in, and then another one. And then the computers are almost going back and forth, almost having a conversation. And but then they glitch and they start over. And then about halfway through, the hymn itself, but it's very slow, starts to take over. And so it's played in long sort of organ tones, and these organ tones take over, and then slowly all the computers fade out, and we have the statement of the end of the hymn, on this organ side kind of sound.
Oh,
So
beautiful, beautiful. Yeah,
that
I've listened to it, and hopefully in a couple of minutes we'll share with everybody that song, "Beautiful Summer" by yourself on YouTube. Um, because it's something that everyone really, and I don't like to use the word should, but should experience. The first time I heard it was thanks to our mutual friend Linda. who I went to high school and college with, and she turned me on to your material. And I thought, well, the first thing I found, I believe I went to YouTube, was Beautiful Summer. And it just took me places. It was like a journey of sorts. Of course, I've listened to Earthly Delights and a few other pieces as well, but this one in particular sent me somewhere. And I do want to get a little bit metaphysical because that is my background. My degrees are in metaphysics at the University of Sedona. So I'm familiar with chakras, with the energy centers in our bodies and how sounds or specific notes, either done on traditional keyboards or guitar, or even those wonderful bowls, of which we have a couple as well, they will touch something within our soul, our heart and soul. They will, if you will, for lack of a better term, activate various chakras of ours. And the theory states that each chakra relates to the nearest major organ in our body. So one is the heart chakra, etc. And I could feel it. I could feel this whole journey of emotions, of excitement, of peacefulness, of calm, of agitation, and then at the end, peacefulness again. And I loved it. It was very satisfying, and I'd gone through these various emotions just listening to stuff. I had my headphones on or my earpieces, and I was watching it on my screen. And if you, and I've tried this because I'm mad. You realize, Jill, I'm completely mad. I experimented with just listening to it without the visuals. I experimented with looking at the visuals with no sound, no music, and then the combination of it. Because I was thinking also as I will call myself a hobbyist musician. Um, I'm aware of how to construct music, how to make music. I often go intuitively. The notes tend to work as far as making or moving people. But really, um, I was surprised that everything worked without the other, but the combination of the visuals and the music really, really worked as well. Do you attribute anything in particular to this? Does everything come together at once? Do you formulate the visuals after the music at the same time? What is that process, please?
Well, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it and listened to it more than once. That's pretty great. Um, the um, the visuals came completely afterwards, completely after everything was done. And Jenny Nurgens, the animator, she is completely responsible for the visuals. Um, how to do the visuals was mine and my daughter's idea and the selection of the pictures. But to do this kind of choppy thing where you're looking back at your childhood and summertime childhood photos, uh, I think was absolutely appropriate. The piece, the piece itself, as a film composer and a commercial composer, I feel that my job is to direct your feelings about what you're seeing in a film or in a TV commercial or whatever. How you feel about that product or about that scene is so influenced by the music. I almost feel like it certainly is magic. It's but it's very clearly my business to direct your feelings. And I feel like a piece of music is there to do that. It's to take each of us on a journey from one point. You should come out different at the end of a piece of music than where you started.
Absolutely.
And so I really try really hard to do that with everything that I write. I want you not just to sit there and but and experience something. I want you to go through a combination of different emotions. And yeah, that's my plan. So if I am successful at that, that's what I'm always striving for. As opposed as now, I know that some, especially new age composers, get into different keys and different pitches and how those affect different chakras. And I have not delved into that at all. But what I do try to do is to give a complete um, spectrum of sound. I try to give a spectrum from very lows to very highs, from very rich to very intimate. So I think that in doing that, I think that it allows us to be taken for a moment out of ourselves and into a different reality.
And you
That
succeed. You certainly succeed in doing that. Your
hopefully
intention,
that's the plan. Yeah. Well,
absolutely.
and as the concept of the album being, would these pieces retain any of that feeling? That I hope to prove that the answer is yes. That even with a very even with a very radically different interpretation, that yes, these pieces retain some kind of feelings of humanity. And that's what I'm going for.
That absolutely comes across. It sure does. And there we go. That was amazing. I think we should put our hands together for that piece. Jill, that's no mean feat to program a synth, and I'm assuming that you've done that. Let's just shut this off. That's no mean feat to work a synth, to program a synth. In the past, in my other life, I tried programming drums. I prefer playing drums for real. So assuming that's your synth, you're either playing or have programmed, where did was that just experience? Did you train under someone? How did that come to be?
I was interested in synthesizers from, I don't know, like high school. So that was a very long time ago, very, very long time ago, back in the early 70s. And but I had played piano since I was five, so I was already writing music, I was already composing, but the idea of a synthesizer, of course, was totally smitten with it. And I came out to Cal Arts, to California, to study with Morton Subotnick, who was one of the premier synthesizer people at the time. And then he was called to work on um, a movie called Hardcore that starred George C. Scott. And they wanted him to come down to Warner Brothers and work on it. And he didn't want to do it. And so he said, "Well, Jill, do you want to do it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I want to do it." And so I rented the synthesizer from Cal Arts and took it down to Warner Brothers and set it up there. And we did that movie, and that was the first of a bunch of movies that I did with another composer, Jack Nietzsche. And during that time, I was also working at a place called Surge Modular, building synthesizers, because I was fresh out of grad school, and I needed money. And at this place, we would build. I would take as much money as I needed to barely live on, and then the rest of it I would take in modules and in equipment. And so that's how I built my first big synthesizer, which is this over here. And from there I took that on movie sessions, and that's how I got a career going.
That's wonderful, and your credits are really impressive. You've
I was
composed
lucky
electronic.
to be in Hollywood at that time. It was a great time because synthesizers were all new and exciting. So I did get to do a lot of cool stuff.
And facetiously and almost superficially, the first time I ever heard any kind of synth was the Monkees. And they were, and whether they were really playing that or not, I don't know. But I remember from watching the Monkees, I loved that show when they started to change their sound into something a little bit more different, we'll
Yeah,
say. I believe they had like a Moog synth or some
yeah,
sort of early
yeah.
synth that they were messing around with, but it sounded awesome. Some of the TV commercials you've done were for Lexus, BMW, Honda, Porsche, Nissan, Mazda, Mitsubishi, Mattel, Carl's Jr., NBC, Apple Computers, Adidas, Estee Lauder, Baskin and Robbins, Yamaha motorcycles, many, many more. You've also won 3 Clios for original music, and you're also a voting member of the Academy of Television Arts and Sciences. Those are really, really impressive credentials and whatnot. I'm going to turn this over at this point to Cheryl because I know you're chomping at the bit with questions.
I do have some questions. Or now we have covered your music. I hear you do archery.
Oh, yes. Yes, I do. I started shooting about 12 years ago and became completely obsessed with it. And yeah,
Oh my gosh.
it's a
And you
great.
have won gold medals in nationals.
I was obsessed. I have been absolutely obsessed with it. It's good exercise, good upper
Yes.
body strength, and yeah, it's great. I've been so busy with this album and doing shows that over the past 6 months I have not shot very much, and I feel terribly guilty about it. But
Oh, dear.
I'm coming back.
Now, do you use the compound bow or the
No,
crossbow?
I shoot Olympic recurve.
Ooh,
Yeah.
nice. Now, have you ever thought of trying it on horseback? How they have competitions
Oh
like
my
that?
God. I Okay, I'm sure that I would love to do that, but I think that these bones are a little bit old for that.
Never, ever.
And
You can try on a little
maybe
pony that
maybe at
doesn't
a trot, maybe at a trot.
a walk first. A walk first.
A walk first, yes.
That's how I would do
I
it.
know it looks like so much fun, doesn't it? It just looks like so much fun.
I want to try it, but I think it spooked my horse too much.
Oh,
But I might.
oh,
One
if
thing
I
I
had
need
a horse, I'd totally try it.
I had one horse I could do anything with. But I do not have him anymore. So I'll have what I have and maybe I'll start working with him just for giggles, just a regular, little kid's bow and arrow, see how that
Absolutely.
works. So,
Absolutely. I think they use fairly light bows and the
mhm.
targets are fairly close. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not like when I shoot competition, I'm shooting 60 meters and that's a really long distance.
yes.
But I think that with yeah, with horseback, you'd shoot a lot closer. But oh,
Oh, I'd
do
hope
it.
so. You can't miss, I'll have to. So what got you into it?
Just walking through the park and it looked like fun. And
And-
they had a Wednesday night class for beginners, and it just looked like a fun thing to do.
Really?
And it is. It's a great sport. One great thing about it is that everybody shoots together, all the ages. You shoot, at
Hmm.
the same time. You may be in different divisions, but you shoot at the same time, so you tend to have all kinds of friends. It's very inclusive. It's
Nice.
yeah, it's really fun. You're outdoors, you're walking around. It's it's
Now,
great.
in nationals, you have teams. Is it a team or is it individual?
You can do teams. Teams is sort of like a side fun thing to do.
Mhm.
It's not as serious as the individual competitions, but at nationals they have teams, and teams are like three people, and then you
Mhm.
rotate, standing up to the line and taking your shot.
Right. Did you start off a short distance first, and then you get longer, or?
Well, you have to, yeah, you have to
Yeah.
start with well, your first shots are going to be like at 9 meters, and
Hmm.
then 18 meters is the standard indoor distance.
Oh, indoor. Okay.
There's indoor in the winter, there's indoor shooting, and then in the summer it goes to outdoor. And the indoor is 18 meters. And then the distance for my age is 60 meters. The distance for the younger is 70 meters. So
Oh,
yeah.
wow. Jeez. So
Yeah,
the
it's really fun. If you're on horseback, you're going to shoot barebow, not Olympic recurve.
yeah, exactly. I would
You
hope
don't
so.
want you don't
And you
want all that stuff with you.
and you want to go one at a time too,
Right. Yeah, definitely.
How many arrows have you ever lost, or have you lost arrows?
Oh, jeez. I told you I hadn't been shooting in about 6 months, and I went out and lost one the other day. So, uh, yeah, unfortunately, when you start competing, you start to buy expensive arrows.
Hmm.
So it's not fun to lose them. I
Oh,
haven't lost them. I don't lose them. It broke because I hit the wall behind the target.
oh no. Oh shoot.
But,
I know
yeah,
that
and there are a few holes in my garage door, by the way.
I
They're
was gonna
little.
I was gonna do the knife throwing. Now I'm gonna have to set up the target outside. We The worst thing is when we were doing it, it always went underground. under
Oh
a computer.
yes. Yeah, and finding them,
Hmm.
everybody's got metal detectors.
Oh, I didn't think of that. I said the kids, I'm like, you shot it, you lost it,
Yeah,
you kids.
everybody, even the pros, everybody has metal detectors.
I didn't think of that. Well, I didn't have to search for them, so it doesn't bother me now. I will.
So now
Shoot.
you know, everybody, even the Olympians, everybody's got metal detectors.
What's the tip you use on
Um,
the
Tungsten tips on my arrows, but you wouldn't start out with that. You'd start out with stainless steel.
yeah. The
Yeah,
Starting out, you don't put too much into it because you know you're gonna break it.
right, because you know
Oh
you're
my
going to break it. Yeah, yeah.
oh my gosh. That's so how many have you nationals have you competed in? Jake.
Oh, I've competed in a lot of nationals. Well, I've only been shooting about 12 years, so I've
Mhm.
probably competed in eight nationals, maybe 6 to 8 nationals, probably. Yeah, I
Have you
just missed
placed
the
every time?
nationals for this year, and
Oh, when
yeah,
is nationals for it?
it was just a few weeks ago.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah, and
Ooh.
I didn't go this year, but yeah, it's so
There's
fun.
next year.
Yeah,
You have time to practice again,
I
which I'm
do.
sure you do because you love it.
I
I
know.
don't.
I was shooting 100 arrows a day, and that's kind of where I need to be if I'm planning on winning.
Mhm.
But now I can just pulling the bow is really hard.
Oh man. Did you
Yeah.
place every time in nationals
Oh, not
or
every time. Oh my God. No, but I think I've got three indoor and one championship, US championship. So
yeah.
something like
Oh
that.
my gosh. So
So
were
it's
you sporty as a kid? Were you into sports as a kid? No.
no. No, my mother was a phys ed teacher, and it was a big
Oh,
joke about how ha 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 phys ed teachers kids always have two left feet, ha ha ha. So
oh,
no, I was definitely not at all sporty.
oh no. Gosh. Okay. So let's see. What were you like as a kid? What did you like to do?
Well, I did a lot of music. I did music all the time. I mean,
Oh.
I since I started piano, which also I made my daughter start piano at 5 years old too, and that took up a lot of time. So I was nerdy, very nerdy, and
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
Oh my
nerdy but
God.
arty, also arty. I used to also do a lot of arty stuff.
Arts and crafts.
Yeah,
I
yeah, I
love
love that
arts and crafts.
stuff.
That's all I
Yeah.
do. I don't know. I think my parents probably worried about me, but do what I do. It's like she's into art. I'm like, what's wrong with that? I
There's
was into
nothing wrong with that. That is an excellent thing.
exactly. See, now
An
you
excellent.
balanced yourself out being, an archer and now the music. What else would you like to do? If you could do it, if you had time, what else would you like to do?
You know, I will admit that I always thought that at this point in my life I would have a horse. So, and I did horseback ride as a kid. I did go do riding as a kid. And I thought that by this time, that's really like the only thing that I ever think, oh, well, that's not going to happen. But
You can still get a horse.
yeah.
You can get a mini horse and it can
Oh,
live
I've
inside with
seen them
you.
online. And I've
Huh?
also seen those little mini Highland cattle. Oh my
Yes.
God.
Yes. Oh
So
my
cute.
gosh. Like big fluffy Muppets. That would
Unbelievably
be so
cute.
cool.
So cute.
I could do
Yeah,
that.
but no, I'm so delighted that at this point in my life that this album has garnered a little bit of interest and that because I've been touring a little bit. A couple of months ago I did a couple of shows in Tokyo
Oh,
and
wow.
so this is taking up a tremendous amount of time right now, which I'm really happy about. And I'm starting to work on the next album.
Uh-huh.
And also I play with a kind of a group of synthesizer players, and we're working on an album. So this is incredibly busy, especially n now. So
Yeah.
yeah.
How do you relax? How do you relax at the end of the
What? What's
day?
that? What's that?
Get relaxed, I know. Me too. About midnight when I get 5 minutes of sleep.
What's that? What's that?
When does your brain slow down?
I don't know. I don't know. It's
Or, or your music is your relaxation.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It all sorts of yeah. Right now, the music, getting back into archery is, I would say that archery would be the relaxation.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that is awesome.
because
Oh my gosh.
that definitely takes you out of yourself. And oddly enough, I know quite a few musicians who have taken up archery. And I have a
Really?
theory, which is that it's very repetitive. You have to do the same thing over
Hmm.
and over and over again. And as musicians, that's what we have learned to do. We've learned to do the same thing over and over and over again and not have a whole lot of assumptions that it's going to get that much better. You just figure, you're very comfortable
Yeah.
repeating something 500 times and it only being maybe a little bit better. You're very comfortable with that as a musician. You're totally used to repeating the same thing over and over again until you get it. You know you're
Yes.
never going to reach perfection.
Oh
So
my
I
God.
think that for some musicians, archery works really well because it's this repetitive practice that we're used to.
I can see that. Now thinking back, same thing. I was in school band, but right, over and over and
Over and
over. Yeah.
over and over. Yeah, over and over. And you're fine with it. Totally fine with it.
Yeah. Until you hear the squeak when you get it wrong. It's like, oh, and geez,
Yeah,
again.
then you just keep doing it more. Another 500 times.
Like, wait, I do know one little four-legged guy, little Lupe, who
Yes,
probably is a nice relaxation for you.
that's right. That's right. She insists on that walk.
Yes. Same time every
Yeah,
day.
pretty much, except not now because it's so hot. We normally go out like late afternoon, and I guess that's kind of when start to relax. I've been working most of the day, and I take her out, and she's,
She's
yeah,
smart.
in that walk.
She's smart if she likes to go out when it's cooler.
Yeah,
Yeah. She
yeah.
needs to
No,
spend
it's
that
too hot.
money.
I can't take her out when it's 90 degrees outside. She'll burn her little paws.
Exactly. On the
Yeah.
pavement, especially. Got to watch out for our little guys.
Right. And I'm
Girls
just,
too.
yeah, yeah. So, yeah. So it's all pavement where I live. So,
Oh, that makes it worse. Oh, no booties? No
you
little
know,
booties for her feet?
I haven't tried booties with her.
No.
I had a French bulldog that was paralyzed from on her hind legs were paralyzed, and I
Yep.
used to always keep booties on her back feet
Right.
to drag. She did have a wheelchair, a doggy wheelchair.
Oh, so
Oh, she
sweet.
was fine. She was fine. She was a real alpha. She tried to
Yeah.
intimidate every dog. She was she was like what's the movie? Oh God, the Peter Sellers movie. Uh
Oh,
he's in the wheel.
Kato. Oh no. Oh, I'm thinking she's like Kato, but
No, what's the movie? The Cold War movie with
Dr.
him in the
Strangelove.
wheelchair.
Yeah.
Dr.
Right. Yeah.
Strangelove.
What?
Oh, it escapes me. I don't remember
I
either. I
know.
should.
None of us can
Oh,
remember.
Dr. Strangelove.
there we go.
what is it?
Ian?
Dr. Strangelove.
Oh,
Strangelove. Yes, you got it. Yes. Dr. Strangelove.
oh my gosh. That's awesome. Well, I guess that'll end my portion. It was so nice talking to you. I will look forward to seeing you in nationals next year. I'll hold you
Oh,
to it.
oh, yes. Yes.
I want to
Come
see that.
shoot. Come shoot. Come do nationals.
I would love to. I'm not that good, but I'd love to.
Come shoot. Yeah, no, you don't have to be. There's no qualifying to show up and shoot.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Maybe I could do it then. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I just
It's
do it in my front yard. But hey, I would take any tips if I was around that area. I'd come find you. Please
well,
teach me.
keep in touch, and we can talk more about archery.
Yes, that would be great.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Cheryl. Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Is there any truth to the rumor that since you've been doing archery on your front lawn, your husband runs back and forth quicker? He's become faster moving and running?
He stays inside.
Oh, where it's safe. Yes,
Yes, where it's safe.
I hear you. I hear you. So, Jill, it's been almost a year since you've released your latest album, Earthly Pleasures, and you're touring a little bit here and there too, which is very exciting. It was released on the Drag City label, I understand. Um, where can people get a hold of that album if they want to?
Well, it's on all the streaming services. It's on Spotify and Apple Music and all the streaming services. And it can be ordered from Drag City, but I think it's also on Amazon. It is also on Amazon. It's all the usual venues.
Yeah, usual nowadays. Remember, I was going to say in the olden days, remember at other times you'd go to your local record store and perhaps
Right.
pick up,
Well, it is
right?
available on vinyl. Hold on, let me grab a
No
vinyl.
way. They are releasing a lot of and re-releasing a lot of albums on vinyl. They even have I want to say short extent like 45s and wow, that's an actual
Yeah. Yeah,
album.
it's a double album. And yeah, in fact, the record label did not want to do it on CD. They say that they don't sell any CDs. And it's on vinyl and streaming, and that's it.
Very exciting though. So that's Drag City. If people Google
Drag
Drag
City.
City, they can find you there and perhaps get an album.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
Excellent. And I want to drive people crazy. No, I want to drive people to your website. What's the address?
Oh, it's jillfrasermusic.com.
Excellent. Excellent. I have to thank you so much for gracing our show this week with your
Thank you so
presence.
much for having me. It was really fun.
It was, and I love the feel of your music. In a couple of minutes, rather than have our usual theme, we're gonna play about a minute or so of Earthly Delights, with our credits rolling a little bit, so people will be able to get a last glimpse before they buy your album, hopefully.
Thank
So, once again, thank you so much, Jill Fraser, and we'll
you.
see you soon.
Thanks.
Thank
Thank
you. Well, Cheryl, that wasn't that awesome learning a little bit more her human side as opposed to her professional side, which is fascinating. Synths or synthesizers, they've always excited me. I don't have the brain, the mathematical brain, even though I excelled at school and I had to have 90s and 100s. I didn't excel at math, even though I did get high marks in it. I never really understood it. And you have to, as a musician and as a programmer of these things, you have to really know what you're doing. So that fascinated me. But you brought in these awesome, which you tend to, personal aspects of our guest. And I forgot, I glanced at that. She does archery. Isn't that amazing?
That is awesome. I've always loved it. Always loved it. Like I said, I'm just limited to my front yard, so I
Yeah.
don't traffic or anything.
I
But I am
suspect,
not on her
yeah.
scale.
I suspect it's a safe thing for all of us at large that you're restricting it at least to your front yard because
Yes,
you you know. But of course, you get the point. In
a
any case,
little bit.
ah, so sharp. I want to thank you as well, Cheryl, for being my co-host, my partner in magic, and my co-host on this show. And we'll look forward to Next week, it's a guest I've known many, many years from Toronto, and he's an incredible photographer. He does some neat things. His name is Steve Silverman, and all of you out there will meet him. He only works in black and white.
Oh, I love black
So,
and white.
yeah, pretty interesting. Thanks so much once again, Cheryl. We'll see you soon on Wednesday. Oh my
Thank you.
goodness,
See you
on
on
the Open
Wednesday.
Mic Magic Theater.
Yes.
Yay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. See you soon.
See you.
And there we go. And I want to thank all of you as well for taking the time to join us this week once again. As you just heard, next week we'll have a fascinating guest. He's got beautiful pieces that have won awards. He's competed on a number of levels in a number of venues. You'll meet Steve in about a week or so. I do want to mention once again as if I've never mentioned it before, the Open Mic Magic Theater. It's on every Wednesday. It streams live to Facebook at this time at 1 p.m. LA time, 4 p.m. New York time, 9 p.m. UK time. And for those of you down under in Australia, it airs the next day at 6 a.m. But don't fret about that. It'll be on the next day. You can always catch the live stream at any time on Facebook. I also want to mention as well, coming up in a little over 2 weeks, it's my Friday Night Wizard Emporium, Friday, September 5th, also 1 p.m. LA, 4 p.m. New York, 9 p.m. UK, 6 a.m. the next day, which is Saturday, Australia time. We have these incredible guests. We have the magical Miss Charlie, Raven Luck Magic, Chris the Bard, Peter John, myself, and Cheryl as Strange Gambits doing something that hopefully will astound you. John the Great, Rubina the Enchantress, Tommy Burnett, and of course, the great Kevin Peel. So you want to catch the live stream on my Facebook page at that time. My Facebook page is MAJICK magic dot mike dot likey. And we do this for you. It's free simply because we just love doing it and we hope that you love it as well. As I mentioned earlier, we're going to play out with a minute or so of Jill Fraser's Earthly Delights. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.